been injured in an accident, one thing leads to another. Your injury leads to treatment. Treatment leads to hospital bills. Bills lead to debt. Debt leads to stress. The advocates can help relieve that stress. Having an advocate attorney on your side leads to faster resolutions, fair outcomes, and a peaceful recovery for you. You deserve an advocate.
This is The Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find The Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, The Monty Show, live on June 30th. It is the last day. It's Eldom, baby. It's Eldom, El Dizzle, Shaq Rizzle, and stuff. Okay, The Monty Show is always presented by The Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business, 24/7, 365, anytime you need them, anywhere you need them. That's what you get when you go to The Advocates, because The Advocates know the last thing you need to be worried about is, can I afford an attorney? Will I get a good attorney for the money that I have? You shouldn't worry about that. Get the best, because when you go to The Advocates, you don't pay consultation fees. You don't pay retainers. No, you don't pay The Advocates unless and until they win your case. So go get yourself some clear, risk-free advice at theadvocates.com. It is a Tuesday. Good Tuesday to you. There is so much to talk about today, and I know the thumbnail is Dave, good old Davey Portnoy, running for president. Jake was all excited that his guy was going to get elected, and Jake was going to actually vote in an election for once in his damn life. But boy, I got to tell you, CJ Carr looks swole, dude. I really struggled last night to sleep. My arm is worn out. I'll be honest with you. I can barely work the mouse. I just don't know what else I can actually say or do to convince you that Notre Dame's already won the national championship for the upcoming season. It's over. Just hand him the trophy and let's go on with our lives. Okay. Because, you look at CJ Carr here and, God bless the barbecue guys and stuff, but I don't know who that is. But my point is, does Arch lift at all?
Do you even lift?
Do you even lift, bro? Look at my guy, CJ. Look at the howitzers. Look at those quads, big, thick muscles. You know what I'm saying? Like, God loves Notre Dame. Look at this guy. What a specimen. What an absolute chiseled freak of nature our quarterback at Notre Dame is.
Notre Dame, our mother.
Look at how thick his neck is. It's amazing. Nothing, Jay? Okay. Notre Dame's going to win the whole damn thing. And CJ Carr, I will just continue to tell you that my guy looks good. He dominated the Manning Passing Academy. You hear the hype. You listen to the pundits. I don't understand, and this is just my opinion. I don't know why we're even going to play this coming season. I don't see a need to play the games. Listen, I understand you want to see Lane Kiffin on the sideline. Okay, well, let's put him on the sideline. We don't need to play games, though, because I just think CJ's already won the Heisman. They've won the national championship. He's going to be the number one pick in the supplemental draft that's coming up here in a couple of days instead of Brendan Sorsby. Like, he's going to win
this job.
Yeah, he's going to win every single award.
But the Todd McShay Camp Manning Passing Academy MVP 2026 is
CJ Carr, Notre Dame. Wasn't even close. Wasn't even close.
Love it.
Julian Sayin was there, and Arch Manning was there, and there were a lot of other guys that were exceptional. And I say that his performance in throwing the football was like, that's the jumping off point. Man, like, I know he's Lloyd Carr's grandson, and he's been around the game his whole life. And and we've watched his tape, and we're going to dive in even more for Thursday and get into all the nitty gritty, right? The areas he can improve, what his strengths are, all of it. Man, when you think about like Brady and Breeze, and you think about like the modern day, even like Mendoza last year, talk about like repetitive, like repeatable form mechanics. It's like, I don't want to say robotic because he's not a robotic player, but like when it comes to footwork, timing, ball out, just standing there, watching him, even like warming up, like hands here, bang, hand here. But so, and yeah, it's not pads, there's no defense and all that. I get it. I'm not going to oversell it, but you always look for what's different, whether it's the Senior Bowl, Combine, but more so like all-star games, or just.
I mean, I just don't even.
I mean, I didn't know that you did a show about throating guys. I didn't know that was like that's.
Well, only when we talk about Dan Lanning and Oregon.
The ding dong.
Or now for you, it's Andy Reid and Trav.
Brother.
It seems like you're kind of a hoe that way. But
I want that known.
I've never denied that I throat Jesus on a daily basis because of Notre Dame.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
I mean, in my relationship with Jesus Christ, we fight about the Bears moving to Hammond, Indiana. The Cubs are terrible and Alex Bregman doesn't run out ground balls, but there's one thing that's very clear. God loves Notre Dame. And my guy, Jesus.
Everybody needs to get a life, bro.
My guy, Jesus, is just teed up my dude, CJ Carr here, and we're cooking with gas at this point.
Get a life, man. Come on, man.
Again, I don't know why we're going to play. Just give them the trophy now.
You better hope that they don't lose a single game.
Oh, we're going to lose a single game.
If they lose even one game, the season's a disappointment.
We're losing multiple games, but that's in October or September probably. This is June. I have one more day in June, and we're going to crown their ass, right? I mean, Notre Dame's the national champion. CJ Carr is going to win Mr. Universe. I'm going to oil him up before he goes out on. Yeah, I'm going to oil him up before he goes out on stage. We're doing this thing, man.
Length and girth.
I mean, listen. If you had time to think about this take. So I mean, I know that
I didn't have to think about it. What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, this is like an auto take for you. As soon as Buddy won a meaningless award that again means nothing, you were like, "Yep, got to oil it up and get into that thing." I mean, the cleaning bill for the couch must just be astronomical.
The couch? No, not the couch. The bed.
Yeah, I don't know how you're going to be able to pay the mortgage after the damage you did last night listening to this video, dude. Like,
listen. It is what it is. CJ Carr is the greatest quarterback in the history of college football, and I'll be honest with you. I believe I tore my rotator cuff at one point because I was in such an awkward position. I was kind of, rolled over to the right, but my legs were back to the left and all of my weight was on my right shoulder, just trying to get, extension. And, it just, but that's the price you pay to win national championships.
It's really just that simple.
Which Notre Dame's done here. God, I wish national championships were given out in the summer.
Listen, he looked good. Your boy looked good.
He looked good. He dominated.
Listen,
Todd McShay is like the fourth person to say CJ Carr was on an island of his own awesomeness.
Catch me outside. How about that?
His mechanics. And the best part is he's standing there between his reps, instructing including Arch Manning at one point, instructing them on little mechanical tweaks with their feet, and the ball really needs to come out. And he's Tom who?
I mean, why didn't you just wear your Notre Dame hoodie to go along with this take?
I don't know who Joe Montana is, but he, he's just some asshole who played at Notre Dame because this is CJ
what
Carr.
a loser.
Right? I mean, nail CJ Carr to the cross now because he's my God. So, Probably too much. Probably too much. Watching your dad make gestures about his technique must be a crazy experience.
I mean, let me tell you, dude. Let me tell you, dude. Let me tell you.
There's tampering, and then there's blatant tampering.
Yeah, we're going to Pound Town, bro. Yeah, Monty, your arm is going to fall off. Hey.
Yeah,
but again,
Bro's gonna roll up on a random Wednesday in the football season and be like, yeah, I can't do the show today. I'm on the IR with a torn rotator cuff after going to the spank bank last night watching film.
I don't deny that. It's going to be a Diddy party over here every Saturday on NBC when Notre Dame.
You are not.
Oh, yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. I am ready. I am ready.
Bottom line.
Yeah, I chose violence. And listen, if you want to predict it, you can make up things about injuries. The Adonis of college football is not getting
Adonis.
Look at I feel bad for the t-shirt.
Why don't you just call him Arnold at this point, dude? I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah. I mean, it is incredible. Look at those quads, dude. I mean, Jesus.
The truth is, I'm actually a modest person.
Yeah, I don't even know what you do with that whole thing. But listen, it feels good to sit here on June 30th and celebrate our national championship. It's not going to happen after September's over because we're probably not winning a game in September. But that's not the point. I am telling you, we're national champions today. We won the Manning National Championship.
Listen, and I appreciate that you wore a blue shirt today to go along with this take. I appreciate that you wore a blue
shirt. I got on the blue Travis Matthews. We got on the blue Air Jordan 9.
Yeah, he's fully committed. I mean, I know I fully committed to the lunacy that is the national championship in June. So I can appreciate that.
I
mean, listen, if your NFL team abandons you, why not just, defect to your college team and celebrate championships in the middle of the summer? I mean, I
don't want to be closer to God's country in South Bend.
Well, that's the issue, isn't it?
Good morning. Viewing the Carr Manning photo. Hope Carr bulking doesn't stop. It just that's your Catholic guilt, D-Rock. Like, just stop.
And pardon me.
Yeah, I don't know how to break this to you. He looks just fine at the Manning Passing Academy.
Yeah, I'm going to say that, Bro trying to look like a Glenn Powell clone is working out for him. He's got a barbecue guy's shirt on. He's looking yoked. Like, he plays football at Notre Dame. I think life is pretty good for CJ right now.
Yeah, I'm going to say Notre Dame's got that weight room on absolute lock, bro. Absolute lock. I'm stoked. I am. I'm excited about the football season. And I'm just telling you now, Notre Dame's winning the whole damn thing. And this show will be insufferable if they do.
Every day, the title of the show is Notre Dame is national champion of college football for like a month.
Notre Dame won and you lost. Live on the show again.
Men's parade.
I mean, we don't win things in my sports life, so I mean, it's not going to happen. But I wanted to open the show and spend these 3 minutes that are now 15 being excited about CJ Carr at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And Jake doesn't like football, so he doesn't have a college football team. And that's fine.
It's Division I football!
It's fine. You don't have to like college football. I mean,
it's only a college football show, basically. So, and what's the big deal? But, who's really counting?
When do we lose a game? I think that's probably more the question.
Well, there's only 2 on your schedule, so.
Well, I think there's more than 2. I mean, don't forget we're going to lose to BYU according to Big Daddy Tragic.
Well, you guys are just straight up avoiding BYU. I mean, that's the thing. You guys are ducking
bowl and stuff, know.
Mm-hmm.
If we lose that game to I mean, bro, this is an undefeated schedule if I've ever seen one. You don't have the SoFlo excuse or it was too humid or CJ was an infant. No. No. Nope. I mean, the games that really scare you, it's the Miami game. That's it. We are.
Yeah, but you guys are better than Miami this year. I don't have any doubt about that.
I mean, if we're going to tackle, we are.
Oh, my God. Darian Mensah, the second coming of Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay. Let's see him prove it in a real game. Let's see him prove it against a real defense.
We'll see. We'll see. I just wanted you all to know that CJ's a god. And
Yeah, I know what time it is.
if you could begin praying to CJ for, other various things.
Thoughts and prayers and stuff.
No, not for, two.
God bless.
He'll answer your prayers. He's now taken the mantle of GOAT from Lionel Messi. So, who's the greatest? I mean, he's the best player in the NBA right now, next to Malik Beasley.
We're using the word best very loosely.
And I do smoke crack. So
I mean, if you want to say the god of point shaving or over unders, yeah, then maybe Malik. But if you want to talk about actual basketballing, probably not Malik.
God, if we had a coach, dude. And maybe Marcus is that guy now. I don't know. Maybe cautious optimism. Yeah. Yeah. Just get by the Miami game. Every other game's a tune-up on this schedule. Just get by the Miami game.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Why would you bring him Chris Benoit? No, first of all, nobody knows who Chris Benoit is. Jake, who's Chris Benoit? Exactly.
I don't know that reference.
Was he an actor in The Godfather? Never seen it. Exactly.
I'm more familiar with Joaquin Benoit of the Detroit Tigers.
Okay. Whatever you say, Slick. Morning, Jake. Good to see you. 47 straight. It's too early for all this glazing. What is this? Krispy Kreme, dude?
Yes. Yeah.
No. CJ. Yeah, CJ's sweeter than Krispy Kreme. I'll just be honest with you. I don't usually share that kind of intimate stuff, but I've been wishing since 88 better happen this year. Yeah. Probably won't. Let's just be honest. Looks like Peter Brady sitting next to Channing Tatum from Magic Mike, dude.
Lover boy.
Dude, CJ looks
Arch
good.
looks small, dude. If we take the glazing off of this for a second, Arch looks small compared to CJ. There's no question about it.
Dude,
bro looks like he hasn't lifted a single weight.
Don't care. CJ looks amazing. Arch is going to have a great year. CJ's the best quarterback in college football. It has been.
Yeah, but I don't know what a great year looks like for Arch, dude. I mean, sure, he's going to have stats, but are you going to win the games you need to win? That's my thing.
Probably not. Probably not, if we're being honest. Scott says, can you imagine this show if Notre Dame was coached by Sumrall, QB by Carr, while they trained in the offseason by strength coach from Colorado?
Dude, don't forget, when they buried us, we were seeds, dude. You can't forget that, man. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I buried my seed. He might be the best. Better. He's better than the best. Matt Ritson. Morning, Monty and Jake, back from Austin, Texas. You survived. How was Buc-ee's? Good to see you, Matt. Rock and rant. I know we're not a football soccer world, but damn, how are we not starting off with the most epic World Cup back-to-back games yesterday?
Listen, the choke job that Germany rolled out, I don't even know how to verbalize how much of a choke job that is. Like, you're talking about a team in Paraguay that you allowed to score in additional time at the end of the first half, and then you just couldn't make a damn thing in the shootout. Their goalie puts on an all-time my bad. Sorry. Their keeper, their Tendy, put on an all-time performance until Neuer decided to show up and actually do his damn job. And then when, you needed a goal, when you needed to score, your depth let you down. All-time choke job by Germany. No question about it.
Good to see Kai Havertz sucks after leaving Chelsea. So,
yeah.
Matt Ritson, I'm going to the Wisconsin game at Lambeau. Can't wait.
Why would anyone go to a Wisconsin game at Lambeau? Does Wisconsin have fans?
No, Notre Dame does though.
Yeah. See, like you want to go to a Notre Dame game at Lambeau? Okay, I get it. That makes sense. But I didn't know Wisconsin had fans.
Jake, work with me. They're playing Wisconsin at Lambeau. God.
That's what I'm saying. It's the Notre Dame game.
Shut up, Jake. Scott, Arch looks like a high school recruit sitting next to George St. Pierre. He does.
George St. Pierre is a great reference, dude.
Look at Buddy's got guns. Dude. He's got traps and shoulders.
CJ Carr, welterweight champion of the world.
Man, he is amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
It's been a good offseason for us.
It has. I don't share your doubts about Marcus. I think Marcus is legitimate. I think that he took a team that didn't really have a quarterback to a national championship game, which I think is pretty ridiculous in today's college football world. When you think about what you'd have to have at running back, which they had obviously, and what you'd have to have on the defensive side, which they had obviously, until they didn't have it against Miami for like 10 plays. So, I just think that it's the classic, double-edged sword, right? You've got a great team you expect to win, but if you don't win, now it's a massive letdown because you had a great team. So it's like you just got to go get the job done. It's really that simple.
Well, we'll see. I mean, the defense is going to determine it, and you have a lot of improvement. I think Oregon's probably got the best defensive line in college football, which was a weakness. I mean, obviously, Ohio State. Dude, what is going on? Speaking of guns, have you guys seen John Mateer?
Bro.
Like, what is that guy injecting?
That guy's injecting, hey, I'm tired of dealing with injuries and I like to run a lot, so I need to lift weights.
I mean, Texas Tech, I mean, their returning production is what everybody talks about. Notre Dame's got, I think, probably a top. I think it's Oregon 1, Ohio State 2, and Notre Dame 3.
What are we talking about? Best teams in college football? Or
defenses. I think Oregon's.
Yeah.
I hate to say, I was looking at it last night, and if Notre Dame decides to tackle, and I'm not saying that they will, but they might. If Notre Dame
saying that,
if Notre Dame decides to take off Malachi Tony's neck, they'll win a national championship. I have no doubt about that. But you got to actually do it on the field. Notre Dame was better than Miami last year, but what did it matter? Because you didn't do it on the field.
Right.
Now, granted, I still think the fact that game was in week 1 was a huge tell. And CJ was a much better player, but I mean, I think that's really tough. Who's the best defense in college football? It's probably Ohio State or Notre Dame. My biggest question is, can Oregon put it that they haven't had an elite defense under Dan Lanning, in my opinion. They haven't had truly a neck-breaking defense. But, we'll see. I think Tech lost more top players on defense in Notre Dame in the NFL draft. Yeah, but, I mean, I understand why everybody hates Texas Tech.
They've earned it.
And they have earned it. And we should probably, but if you look at Texas Tech, I mean, their defensive production is back for the most part.
Yeah, I think that the problem for Texas Tech is, again, you can look at whatever you want with their team right now, and you can look at recruiting and what Joey's done and all that. But the reality is, in the wake of what's gone down in this offseason, there's only one measure of success for them. And that's going out and winning a national championship. If you're going to sit here and you're going to act the way you did, and you're going to do the Brennan Sorsby thing, and you're going to do everything that you've done, you need to go out and back that up. And the truth is they're still a team that's trying to show they can compete in the college football playoff, because I maintain they haven't done that. They may have been on the field, but they weren't competitive. And I think those are those are two very different lines in the sand, right? Like, and we can apply this to multiple different teams, right? And we do that every single year. You know, when we talk about the G6 trying to play power teams or, you know, whatever matchup you want to look at. But I just think that Texas Tech is are they going to contend for the Big 12? Absolutely. I'm sure the odds makers are favoring them to win the Big 12. Great. But the truth is, you still got to go out and show that you can beat BYU, who I maintain is very much improved, and has better quarterback play, better depth. Like they have improved. There's no question about it. So they're going to be better.
You have to be able to catch the football to beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame's an elite team at getting after the quarterback, and they're the best secondary in college football.
Yeah, and so my point is, I don't think Texas Tech's ever going to see Notre Dame. I don't think they get far enough to see Notre Dame. That's the problem. I think that Texas Tech is going to need a favorable matchup out of the ACC to get by the first round of the CFP. Because if you see an SEC team or you see a Big Ten team, you're going to lose that game, in my opinion, assuming it's any of the usual suspects, right? Again, Oregon, Ohio State. I maintain you'd have problems if you saw USC in the college football playoff, which, again, will be tough for USC. But if they were to get there, that's a battle-tested team that went through the ringer in the regular season. Michigan, I still think can surprise some people, even with the quarterback issues they have. I think
but not at the height they would need to.
Well, I don't think we know that for certain. I think Kyle Whittingham showed you what you can do at Utah with no offense and a dynamic defense. Like, legitimately, look at those teams.
Price is come on. I think when we're talking about elites, this is, and again, this goes back to last year with Notre Dame. It's the thing that I say about Miami. They should have had to play a play-in game. Yeah. Notre Dame wins that game.
Yeah, but you should have had the game earlier in the season. It's 6-1.
Yeah, but sure, you should have, could have. I'm talking about Notre Dame this year juxtaposed to last year.
Right.
And when you look at their schedule, the Miami game really is the only game on that schedule that should concern you. BYU, it's never easy to go to Provo and win because of the it's going to be at night. It's going to be at elevation. It's going to, I mean,
yeah,
you cannot be, if you cannot legitimately throw and catch the football. And I know that seems simplistic. BYU doesn't have receivers. And if you are not going to press Notre Dame, and the way you beat Notre Dame's defense is come back, hook routes, in routes, that's how you beat Notre Dame's defense, because you're not beating them over the top. And to me, BYU doesn't have that ability. But if I look at Notre Dame this year, I'm not certain that they'll see a better team than Miami during the regular season. I mean, it just is, that's the way this schedule stacks up. This is the last year gimmies. If they don't win it this year, you're never winning it. Right? And the reason I bring up Notre Dame last year is they were just a significantly better, more mature and ready football team at the end of last year. They were inarguably a top 7 team at the end of last year, but what does any of that matter when you lose the only 2 games that count?
Right. Exactly.
Right? It doesn't matter. But I say that because they are still on this mantra of feel the pain. Remember how much it hurt. Like, I don't know, CJ Carr's body transformation, that weight room this summer has been unbelievable.
Yeah, look, I think that look, there's a couple of things going on with this team. I think the first one is Marcus, obviously. I think that Marcus Freeman as a head coach, and again, I've said this for the last 2 seasons while I've done the show, watching him from afar, make the mistakes, do the things he's done, go through his transformation as a head coach. I maintain that in college football, it's extremely rare, exceedingly rare, almost impossible at this point to have both a young head coach and a successful head coach in the first 3 years of his tenure in any program. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be issues. However, if you can maintain through those issues, if you can endure through the issues, what you're going to find, if the best head coaches learn from those mistakes and figure out how to drive their team forward and understand what's on the line. And I think that you're seeing that with Marcus. And again, glazing aside and all the jokes aside, I do think you're simultaneously at the same time seeing, CJ Carr and the players buy into what Marcus is selling them and driving them on. And you're also seeing Marcus develop just as a head coach in general. He now knows how to, develop his team, drive his team, instill culture in his team, so that you're not going to have 10 guys on the field, right? You're not going to, against Ohio State, the goal line, you're not going to have, the secondary playing soft against Miami this year. I don't think there's any question that this defense out of Notre Dame is going to be a physical, try to hurt you kind of defense, right? Like hitting you, being physical with you, not taking it easy on you. And you're not going to see those kind of mistakes again, because he damn well knows that your secondary watching a play happen instead of going out and trying to get the ball is why you lost the game. Like, you can't have that this year. So I just would be shocked if we saw anything remotely close to that. If anything, I would be more expecting discrepancies offensively. Like if you had, fumbling issues, let's say, or little detail issues on offense, because he's a defensive-minded head coach who knows he's got to have an ass kicker of a team if he wants to go out and win a national championship. And that's where I say that's why your quarterback looks huge. That's why CJ Carr is looking the way he is, because he's going to run the football quite a bit in addition to passing it. He knows that he has to have the body to be able to maintain the whole season for them to have a chance. And that's why he's doing this. So is it really any surprise that he's gone out and did what he did at the passing academy and, is doing what he's doing? Not particularly. Not particularly.
I also think that the offensive line's really good. I'm just telling you, Notre Dame has no excuses. All of the issues that you had were addressed in the offseason, and they are just on a mission to wreck people. So the offensive line will be very good. The secondary is already very good. The D-line's very good. As I said, their pressure rate and their coverage efficiency, best combination in college football.
Yeah.
So if you can't throw the ball, you're in real trouble. If you don't have receivers, you're not beating Notre Dame.
Yeah, anybody who, as the season rolls around, next month, and we start to get camps and stuff starts to get going in August, anybody who's got Notre Dame outside of the top 5 in their national, like who's the best team ranking, is uneducated about what Notre Dame has going on. Now, again, I still maintain, in fairness to the conversation, when you're playing Ohio State on a neutral site in a massive game, who the hell knows what's going to happen? But that's what this team is built for, is to go out and play that game, which means the regular season really shouldn't be that much of a problem. That, like, I don't even think, like, the BYU game is just another game for them, in my opinion. I don't subscribe to the idea that a team of this quality, with this kind of talent, this kind of development, this kind of preparedness, not playing in the bowl game so they can practice more and prepare more, you should go out and beat Notre Dame. That just shouldn't be. I'm not saying you'll beat them by 25, but you should beat them by 2 possessions at least. In my opinion.
You understand, if Buddy is everything that we say he is, CJ Carr, he'll be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. Like, he has everything to play for right now. If he takes the top off and becomes that explosive passer, Notre Dame will not lose a game. Notre Dame will not lose a game because he's shown you he can make plays. They have explosive receivers. They have a really good running game and a really good offensive line. This is going to be about CJ Carr taking that, because he's already good. That's great. Last year he showed you, even in that game against Miami, where he had never seen. He went into a hostile environment in his first start and pretty much dominated the second half. Made plays, made throws. I don't know what Aiden Schuler was looking at. If Aiden Schuler makes one play, they win the game. That's with CJ Carr in that state. Every game from there forward, he got better. And by the end of the year, he was significantly better. And now you just see how much better his mechanics are. Dude, that's what I'm excited about Bear Bachmeier at BYU for. That game's going to be much more difficult than people think. Parker Kingston being a POS scumbag really helps because BYU doesn't have a number one receiver. And if you're going to try and beat Notre Dame with your tight end, you're in a world of hurt because we're going to be physical up the middle. Our linebackers are coming for you. So good luck. Don't lose in Provo.
Yeah.
Because that's the one trap game. The Wisconsin, did you guys see that Wisconsin now is added Culver's patches to their jerseys?
Nice. Maybe they can have a burger after the game.
Yeah, it's a nice pickup. It is a very nice pickup. But, I mean, you look at that. There are Wisconsin, you should earth Wisconsin. Like, fuck Aaron Rodgers. Who cares? Burn that place to the ground. Rice, Michigan State, Purdue, North Carolina, Stanford, BYU, I'm telling you, is the trap game. Because you're significantly better than BYU. You are significantly better than BYU. Can you go to Provo and win what should be a national TV spotlight nighttime game on ESPN? You better win that game. Navy, Miami at the stadium, Boston College, SMU, and at Syracuse. What is there to talk about? What is there to talk about? Nothing. There is nothing to talk about.
13-0.
That's what it comes down to. So, and I think Miami is going to be the biggest test they have. And what I want to see is them go into Provo and absolutely bury Joey's boys. Like, I just want to see them end lives. Right? I want to see them, by the time we even get to, like, what is it? It's BYU in Provo. And then Navy at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come home for Miami. And that's all. That's a 3-week stretch. It is a very difficult 3-week stretch. From the middle of October to Halloween. Because I want to say the Foxborough game's on Halloween night. And it is on Halloween night. And then the next week, it's Miami, Boston College, SMU at Syracuse. So, you know, nothing to see here. Let's just go win games. That's all you have to do. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Could be. You know. Jay Beers, I'll be honest, I'm super worried about BYU's wide receivers for this coming season because in a year from now, you're going to be stacked. Right now, yeah. I was more disappointed in the A&M loss at home than the Miami. They were not prepared to play A&M emotionally. And they've talked about it. Aiden Schuler essentially said that the disappointment from losing the Miami game is what cost them the A&M game, which goes to tell you about Marcus Freeman last year. Was not a great coach, in my opinion. If this makes in this make-believe world, Notre Dame wins a natty, then you are stuck with Freeman forever. Because he's like 13 years old. So, you know. Will Mormon Jesus beat Catholic Jesus? Yeah, I don't think so. Because remember, according to Pete Hegseth, BYU's not a Catholic or a Christian institution. That's why Jesus is literally, do you guys understand? Jesus is a season ticket holder at Notre Dame. Don't know what you say. Don't know how you get past that. Leonard Moore is certified beast for the record, top 5 pick next year possible.
FTR.
Yeah. Listen. There's no excuses. You can't let the very fact, and Rock, I think you would admit this, the very fact that you allowed the alien quarterback to throw dead ducks over the middle and nobody intercepted it and nobody hit a wide receiver. Just tackle, instead of trying to play hero ball last year, maybe just tackle Malachi Toney at the 50-yard line and the game's over. But you didn't. You make your bed. The way Patridge, D-line coach, delivers this year like he has been doing in recruiting. Oh, our recruiting. I think we're number 1 or 2 in the country in recruiting for next year already. Come on. The excuses are taken away, man. The D-line looks great. We're getting after the last year we had one of the best pressure rates in the country. And our schedule's better this year, easier this year than it was last year. Freudian slip saying better. Notre Dame runs weak regular seasons, takes the bye, then takes the loss in the first playoff game. Let's hope not. We need X and Instagram crowd to come to the YouTube chat. Needs to liven up in here. The chat's fine. Bro, it is. Do you understand it's June 30th and there is nothing happening? There is nothing. Oh, I know what's happening. Dave Portnoy is running for president.
You know.
We'll get to that. I'd rather talk about why Texas Tech is getting a docuseries.
What are we doing?
Okay, so Texas Tech, I think, is probably living under a very blessed star.
The North Star.
Because this Paramount Plus series that they're having done, it just so happens to coordinate in time with Brendan Sorsby being the first Malik Beasley. And you guys probably don't get that, but you will. The very fact that this Brendan Sorsby scandal was breaking while the cameras were rolling for this new docuseries on Tech, and apparently they got it all. They had access, unfettered access. There was never times where they were asked to not film or leave, or they had unmolested access to the program.
Bro,
is this something you're looking forward to? Because I'm not particularly excited about it. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, this is just going to take a gas can to the whole thing. I mean, I think that I'm here for... I miss the way they used to do Hard Knocks in the NFL. I miss the old version of Hard Knocks. I think the new one is very softball, very... like not showing players getting cut and stuff like that. I just think it's soft as hell.
Because the teams have the right to say, no, you got to leave.
Yeah, which I hate. What are you doing a documentary for if you're not going to have the hard times in the documentary? So, I just think that that's soft as hell. But like, for Texas Tech, my main question is, what was the allure of Texas Tech before the Sorsby thing happened? Because again, and maybe I just don't understand. Maybe I'm just missing this and I don't get it. But this squad had one good season. And now they're doing documentaries about them. Now they're doing like you're acting like they cured cancer or something. Like it's a weird energy and dynamic around this team in Lubbock right now. And so yeah, the fact that the Sorsby thing happened while you were having a docuseries shot by Paramount is
amazing,
crazy, dude. It's incredible. And so, am I going to watch it? Hell yeah, I'm going to watch it. Do I hope it drives the story forward? Hell yeah, I do, man. Like, you guys were pining after attention. You wanted to go out and get the great gambler. You wanted to be the disruptor in college football. Well, now you get to air all your dirty laundry on Paramount Plus, and we're all going to watch it. And then we're all going to hop on the show and hop on the internet and hop on social media, and we're all going to talk about it. And my only question is, who's going to make a bigger ass of themselves? Cody Campbell, the president of the university, or Joey McGuire? Because one of those three is going to strike out in this documentary. You mark my words.
I think Cody Campbell is going to be all over this thing. And the level of disgust I have for him, you can't reasonably argue this is going to make them look good. Because I wonder, I want to see if there are conversations behind the scenes. I want to hear them talking about Brendan Sorsby being a scumbag. I want to hear them talking about Brendan Sorsby being a gambling degenerate.
I want to hear them say that I want to hear them ask the question, is this guy worth the risk that we're taking? Because you can't tell me they never asked that question. I just don't buy it.
They're going to look this. You can't come out of this looking good. I don't believe that for a second. I just don't believe it. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't believe you can come out of this looking good.
I mean, you guys remember the 247 series that NBC Sports did several years ago, right? Where they did Florida State, they did Florida. You know, they had done several programs, and those were incredible. Like the NHL got involved with it. I think Major League Baseball at one point was involved with it. Like those were awesome. You got to see the facility, the players. You got to know the players a little better. You know, their travel routine.
On HBO, the 24/7 access.
Yeah,
on HBO.
Yes.
But why'd they stop doing that?
Because somebody's scared about showing something to the world. I don't know, dude.
Because teams don't want to participate.
Yeah.
That's why. Do you really think the new owners of Paramount, the Ellisons, are going to make Cody Campbell look bad? No.
Nobody said they're going to make him look bad, but the reality is, if he's on tape, he's capable of making himself look bad.
And I don't think it goes to that kind of macro level, right? That you own the company, and you're above all of it. You're not going to the production company that you bought this series, because remember, Paramount Plus isn't producing this. They paid I can't remember, Skydance or whoever it is. They paid a production company to produce this series. And really what they did is they took a pitch from the production company and bought the series. So I can't believe that Larry Ellison's like, all right, I'm going to need to see the dailies on that thing. Don't think that's happening. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. But, you know, I don't think so. I mean, I'm never wrong. It's never happened.
Right.
You know, it's entirely possible November 7th game will be number 1 versus number 2 night prime time. I don't think so. So you're saying Miami will be number 2? For an ACC team that doesn't have the free pass that Notre Dame gets from the voters, nobody even watches college football at that level. We'll see. We'll see. Wow, we're just going to keep crushing Notre Dame. Big Blue Horses, it would be great if Notre Dame actually came into SEC country, beat Georgia, beat LSU, survive this. Why? Why would you do that? If you were Notre Dame, that's the schedule you would write. You wouldn't. Why would you do that? In the NIL world, there will be more and more player level parity, so the coaching staffs will be more and more important as difference makers. I don't disagree with that at all. I think that's exactly right. Michael W. Smith, he's from, what's a random city in the Midwest?
Iraq.
He's from the Iraq, Lenexa, Kansas. CBS Paramount, Tangerine Tyrant and Cody Campbell equal Texas Tech docuseries. Okay. The blood and body of Christ is going balls out in Provo.
Wow.
Okay. I'm not interested in seeing Jesus' balls, but balls. Rock and Rant. Wait, so Texas Tech had a professional documentary crew around the program while this was coming down and still put 5 dudes in a conference room with bad camera angles to explain up Sorsby. Yeah. Exactly right. Also, did Luther Campbell tell you this? What a crazy insensitive thing to say about my guy, Jesus. He's not a freeloader. Turned water into season tickets. You kidding me? Freeloader hanging out on a building nearby watching the game for free. What is this, a Wrigley rooftop? I mean, you're not wrong. He is just kind of chilling on the quad. You know. The Natural says they're going to look ridiculous.
I just think there's a high chance that they'll say and do things that most people disagree with. You know, I mean, it's as simple as, hey, like, man, we're doing right by Sorsby. Like that kind of statement if that's how you were acting in private as well, like I can't help you. You just are not intelligent.
Yeah, but look at Randy Riding's comment. Tell me that this is not exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah, but I'm not fixated on if or if not, it's going to be Cody Campbell. Yeah, he's going to be all over.
It's going to be
obvious.
Cody Campbell.
Like that's obvious. Like I'm more fixated on how much of an idiot he's going to make himself look like. Because
so will it be will it be more Cody Campbell or will it be more his wallet / money clip?
I mean, listen, they're again, you'd have to measure it, I guess, but dude likes to have his wallet out on the table, bro. And I think that it's the change in demeanor of Cody Campbell after he got that ass beat by the Big 12 legal team was incredible. And I hope that we're able to see that. I'm sure that early in the docuseries, it'll be mostly about football and not about Sorsby because obviously the Sorsby thing took a little while to get going. But I remember the footage that you guys put out about Sorsby at practice. I remember all the hype around the team. So I'm guessing we will see a lot of guys excited to see him come into the team. And then there will be a change in demeanor and energy around that situation, which is what I hope that they do justice by it.
And I doubt they will. 60 Minutes in the CBS News say hi. Yeah. Crazy that the media moguls killed HBO. Kids soon won't even know what it was.
They don't know what it is now. Kids 10-year-olds don't know about HBO now.
They used to do the best like live music shows.
Yep.
That's where I found you remember that band Bush?
Yep.
Oh, I will never forget watching, I think, was it called Unplugged? No, it wasn't Unplugged. I can't remember what it was, but HBO had a show where they would go and film, in this case, it was Bush, live in concert. And it absolutely was amazing. And it was on at like 11 o'clock at night. Huh?
Music Box?
No. It just was an incredible show. And it was incredible. It just changed the way that I listened to music and found new music. And it just, that kind of thing is gone now. And I don't know that it will ever be back. And I agree. I don't think kids will ever understand how good Skinamax was, or, HBO after dark, or that's when life was good. House of Dragons new season is dope. Tune in. Haven't seen a second of it. Haven't seen it. CBS, Paramount, Skydance, still all under the Ellison umbrella. Yeah. Yes. Have you looked at Miami's schedule? Big Ten teams are battling out. Miami and Notre Dame have a cake schedule. Yeah. You think game day coming to Provo for Notre Dame game? Don't care. I hope not. I hate game day. That show sucks. Okay. Yes, season 3 of House of Dragons has started with 2 killer episodes. Okay. His wallet will definitely be the co-star. What a jackwagon for putting his wallet on the table during an interview.
Loser.
Like, just shut up. Right? Chewy Gonzalez. Dodgers been going balls deep at least a couple of games, first to hit 100. Well, it's June 30th, so they haven't played 100 games yet. But, how about the Cubs getting a Seiya walk-off last night? I like it.
By the way, is this really what you're celebrating with the Dodgers, dude? Is this not what you should be doing with how much money you spent? And again, I don't begrudge you for that, but if you're going to come in here as a Dodger fan and celebrate them being the first to 50 wins or the first to 100 wins, isn't that what they should be doing? Is that somehow surprising? Or
what do they not have to look it up? I think they're now 3 up on Milwaukee. I think that was their 55th win. I think what do we all played? 80 games? Hold on.
But it's just weird to me that Dodger fan is oh man, wow, we're having another great yeah, of course you are, dude. You've got talent. You're spending money. You're doing what you should do.
55-30, 2.5 better than Milwaukee at 51-31. Atlanta 49-33. Tampa 48-33. The Yankees 48-36, and the Cubs 47-38. So there you go. Like, it is crazy to me that we're in this place where the Milwaukee Brewers have won 51 games. Fucking terrible. Like, the fact that the Brewers are better than us is stupid. Texas Tech documentary will present our billionaire guy as all rig Jesus. All rig Jesus. I watch Landmans. Never mind. Anything bad will hit the floor. He threatens to sue everyone, even online jokers. Yeah. Monty loves Bush. Yes, I do. Yeah. HBO screwed the pooch when they canceled Deadwood and Rome in the same year. I was never a Deadwood fan. Did I miss the boat on that? I mean, I don't know. I guess Deadwood was one of those shows that people, you either loved it or hate it.
Or never saw it or watched it.
You've never seen Deadwood?
Nope.
Like, I just don't understand what.
You're seriously going to roll out here and act like I've missed out on life by not watching Deadwood. Like,
I try to understand the depth of your unawareness.
Unawareness.
Like, I try to understand it. And
Unbelievers.
I just can't. I want to, and I just can't understand your level of unawareness.
Well, that's the issue, isn't it?
You know. Yeah, I wish I could find this show.
It's such a good show, you can't even find it on the internet, dude.
I can't remember what it's called. Was it?
Wow.
I can't remember what it's called, but it was.
Let's wind the clocks back a year.
Yeah, I have no memory, so my recall memory is a butthole full of unawesomeness. Was it Reverb? Maybe it was Reverb. I can't remember. Anyway, I'm just telling you that HBO was the shiz. HBO and Skinamax back in the day. You know, it was fine. Shocker, add it to the list of things Jake has never seen. Like, I don't know how you even have avoided Deadwood. How do you not just accidentally trip and fall? Right? Like, I don't know. Are you, what are you, it's fine. I don't even want to. I'm not going to get into this with you because I was going to ask you if you've seen Breaking Bad, but I know the answer.
I have seen Breaking Bad. Yes.
No, you have. Shut up. You have not. There is not a chance on God's green earth you have seen Breaking Bad.
Yes, I have.
How?
What do you mean, how?
How do you watch Breaking Bad, but you don't watch Deadwood?
Because I've never even heard of Deadwood, dude.
Oh, my God. Stop talking. You've never heard of Deadwood?
No. Couldn't tell you a single thing about it. Nope.
How have you never heard of Deadwood? Okay.
Everybody needs to get a life, bro.
Sons of Anarchy?
Yes, I've seen the whole series.
I don't believe you for a second.
Okay.
How have you okay. So you're telling me, how did you see Breaking Bad?
Netflix.
And you've seen all of it?
No, I haven't seen all of it. I've seen about half of it. I haven't seen every season.
Are you the danger?
No.
Okay. Do you even know what that's a reference to?
Yes, the famous soliloquy by Mr.
I am the danger.
Yeah.
Deadwood's a phenomenal show. Deadwood is, I'm just telling you.
Bruh.
If you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm the one.
Yeah, you're crazy. Because I want to say, was 2005? Like you were a full-grown adult.
Dude, I was 12 years old in 2005.
Were you really? Okay. I can't believe Deadwood is like, okay. I'm really surprised. And wasn't there a movie like 3 years ago? I'm really surprised you haven't seen Deadwood, but Jake, don't feel bad. I never watched Deadwood either, and I agree that Breaking Bad is amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's a great show, dude.
Yeah. Breaking Bad to me is the best TV series ever among a lot of greats. Yeah. Yeah. No bad seasons. No real, but like that's exactly what made Deadwood great or Breaking Bad great. You never got disappointed like you did in Game of Thrones, let's say. Anyway, it's fine. It's just amazing. What is wrong with the wallet in the background? Jake has all his favorite movie posters up on the wall behind him.
You've made like 5 comments that got missed trying to make this joke. So the material's got to get better, dude.
No, that's pretty good.
Nah, I don't think so, dude. The material's got to get a little better, dude.
Well, obviously, look at all the Godfather posters he's got on the wall behind him.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
But what is we should not do this. We should not do this. Is a bad idea. Monty, don't put the words into the ethos because Jake will look.
I have to play a little game called Just a Tip.
What do you think is the best TV show ever?
I think that's really impossible. I mean,
let me hold on. Let me get on ChatGPT.
Look,
your favorite TV show ever?
I came up when Game of Thrones was in its prime. So I watched Game of Thrones when it first came out and the world was all about it. But I didn't have the opportunity to come up 800 years ago when The Sopranos was on TV every week. So I can't speak to its impact on the world.
Why would you do that? Why would you this is the kind of shit where you were fine when you were saying that you were a prepubescent nymph when there was a lot of good TV shows. I was actually vibing with that shit. It's like,
yeah, boy.
In the right place. He's recognizing that he's just a scumbag millennial who doesn't have a frame of reference. Okay. And then you have to go bag on The Sopranos.
Donnie, you're out of your element.
And it just changes everything, right? It's the freight train that you never saw because you didn't look to the right. To trash Sopranos, I can't even, I can't. Sopranos is the best TV show ever. I think Breaking Bad is top 5. And if I had to, The Wire has to be there. Is Game of Thrones on that list? I'm really disappointed with the way Game of Thrones ended.
Yeah.
Really disappointed. Band of Brothers. I don't know. Is Band of Brothers a TV show?
Well, here's the deal. I think we need to delineate the two of episodic on cable TV versus, HBO style TV show. Because I think those are two different things, from an accessibility standpoint.
All right. If we're going to go with purely episodic TV, then it's got to be not in any particular order. I think the must-haves, Breaking Bad, The Wire, The Sopranos, absolutely have to be there. I think Mad Men has to be there because Mad Men is just a fucking phenomenal show. And then I think there's a big conversation around The Simpsons. Better Call Saul. Game of Thrones. But I don't think there's any doubt that Breaking Bad, The Wire, The Sopranos, and Mad Men are 4 of the best TV shows ever. And you could crown any of them. Now, The Office isn't dynamic enough. The Office is a dry humor show. That is, in my opinion, one of the
greatest comedic shows of all time, but I don't think it's one of the greatest shows of all time.
Oh, Mike, you need to go watch The Wire, dude. Oh my God.
But see, like Peaky Blinders is a good example of what I'm talking about. Peaky Blinders is not like, I love that show. It's definitely one of the greatest shows that I've had the opportunity to watch, but I don't think it's fair to compare Peaky Blinders to The Sopranos or to an episodic once a week on easily accessible TV. That is a stream only, show that I just think there's a split between those two. And that's why I also think that it's the whole TV show thing is so different now because, you can binge watch the entire existence of Peaky Blinders in a weekend if you really wanted to.
But now, if you want to argue Tommy Shelby is one of the greatest TV characters ever,
yeah, then you can have that conversation.
But I agree with you. Maybe there's a conversation around Netflix binge watch series,
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a lot of them. But I think The Wire is so good. If you guys have seen The Wire,
I mean, shows like, like Law and Order as an example, or like, shows that have been going on for decades now, I also think are in kind of a class of their own, right? I mean, Law and Order is basically take real world cases, spin them off enough to where they're not like for like and have great acting. And all of a sudden you've got a great show.
I really hated the way Game of Thrones ended, man.
Yeah.
I really hated it. And that ruined it for me, but
like Suits as an example is one that was on TV at one point. And I love Suits, but I don't think that Suits is on the level of depth-wise, seriousness-wise. I don't think it's on the level of The Sopranos or Breaking Bad.
I think Sons of Anarchy is somewhere on the list, probably not top 10, but great show.
Yeah.
MASH. TV changed when we got into big budget television productions. The era of The Sopranos, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, that genre of the few studio produced, like NBC television produced shows. And I think it's one of the most overrated of all time, but it's hard to say that it's not one of the best shows of all time. There are a few, obviously All in the Family has to be because it changed the prescription for great TV. But man, when you look at The Sopranos, I think it's the greatest television show ever.
Yeah.
The Sopranos is just the depth, the continuity, the cliffhanger ending. It's everything that you want in a TV show. The Natural says Sopranos, The Wire, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, and then after that, tossed one. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. I can argue with you on Game of Thrones. I don't think there is any doubt. I don't think there is any doubt, though, that
I think Game of Thrones was a more difficult watch than Breaking Bad is or The Sopranos was.
So many people here don't understand Mad Men. Mad Men was the writing on Mad Men, the depth on Mad Men, the genre of it, that it was in the 60s and in just a different, and it's just so good. It is. I can't even tell you. If you haven't seen Mad Men, and I can't think of the guy's name, John Slattery is such a good character actor on that show as Roger Sterling. And of course, John Hamm as Don Draper is easily one of the best characters I think we'll ever see in TV. Period. It is so good. Mad Men is, I pretty much watch it every day. When I'm eating my lunch, I pretty much watch Mad Men every day. And it's such a good show. And it is, if you think about quintessential male power figures, Tony Soprano, Don Draper, I mean, you think about the Tommy Shelby type character. I mean, there's you have to have that guy on your show.
Yeah.
No, Friends is not on the list. Stop. No. Broadcast wise, man. Oh, NYPD Blue. Sir, yeah. But that genre. See, Rock? I don't know how old you are. I'm 53. I grew up watching MASH, NYPD Blue. St. Elsewhere was phenomenal. Hill Street was phenomenal. 6 Feet Under, phenomenal. Lost, phenomenal. I mean, there's some really good TV in there. There's some really good TV in there. Yeah. Married with Children, different kind of show. Oz was fantastic. You know, I am so sorry my material can't be as good and original as yours, Jake. You must have proudly painted that wall white yourself like Tom Sawyer because it's right as rain, bro.
Okay, see, that's better. Right as rain is better. See, that's better material right there, dude.
That's a bomb. Monty, I totally agree. Game of Thrones was the best, but the ending ruined it. I'm so frustrated. See, Mike Smith, when you bitch about comment sections, this is the time of year where we go from Jake's a dickbag to what's the greatest TV show ever? And it works.
You take you a douche, you don't sit there and look at it. You flush it and move on.
Like that wall. You flush it and move on. Game of Thrones just rushed to the last season, but part of it is that George R.R. Martin never finished the book series, even to this day. Yeah. So disappointing. The Red Wedding, though, is still one of the greatest moments in TV history.
Yes.
The Sopranos changed everything and was great. It might be the most important show ever, even if it's debatable. If it's the best show ever, though, it's in my top 5. I don't know that it's debatable. If I just chat GPT, let's play the game. What do you think chat GPT will say the greatest show ever is?
God, I have no idea.
What is the best TV show in history?
The best show really depends on who you ask, right? Some folks will say The Sopranos or Breaking Bad because of their cultural impact and storytelling. Others might shout out The Wire or Game of Thrones. Well, up until that last season debate. And if we're talking longevity and impact, The Simpsons or Friends always pop up. Ultimately, it's
Friends.
whatever.
Friends. You know? No. Yeah, I really want you to say The Sopranos so it makes me look better in the argument I'm having. So go ahead and tell me The Sopranos is the best TV show ever.
I've got to stay honest. The Sopranos is definitely in that top echelon for many people. Groundbreaking storytelling, unforgettable characters. So if you're backing it, you got a strong case.
See, your boy's never wrong. Why I didn't ask ChatGPT off the rip, I don't know. The pay cable channel like HBO had the ability to do so much more due to more violence, gore. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Reacher's really good. Reacher's really Jack Ryan. Me and Mrs. Monty, we got to watch the Jack Ryan movie. So, SVU, Monty, nah, not one of the best shows ever. Not in the... Dude, I'm telling you. Jake, will you commit to watching Mad Men?
At some point, yes.
God, you're such a jerk. That's a no. I gotta get barbecue, Monty. Have you had barbecue in Kansas City yet?
No, I haven't. No.
Proud of you. You know, first 2 seasons. 24 was incredible. Yes. 24 was incredible.
Big cultural impact from 24 as well.
Yeah. The Walking Dead was good first season, but like many long-running shows, they went too far. Yes, it did. Stop. Go make a pizza video.
We're not coaching Little League, buddy.
Always Sunny isn't terrible. I agree with that. Good watch. Imagine if I Dream of Jeannie was on HBO. My God. Gunsmoke. Tracker's pretty good. I've heard that. I thought your ChatGPT guy was going to get a little more testosterone and some bass in his voice.
Get a life, man. Come on, man.
Can you please make your voice more macho? I need more bass and testosterone, and I need it now.
All right, I'll give you a deeper, more macho tone from here on out. If you need anything else, just let me know and we'll tackle it head on.
I want even more bass and testosterone than that. Give me like Jack Reacher style pipes, like deep from your groin type voices.
You got it. I'll drop it down even further, deep and solid. From here on out, you'll get that Jack Reacher level intensity.
This is a family show.
Chick.
Bro just said, I'll give it to you deep and solid. How does that make you feel?
Whoa.
I mean, honestly.
Sucking a ding dong.
Yellowstone was okay.
I enjoyed Yellowstone a lot, actually.
How about Jake? But you haven't seen Deadwood.
Not only have I not seen Deadwood, I've never
watching it now. Now, listen.
Monty, I'm taking a stand. And from here to 4, I'm never turning Deadwood on just to piss you off.
That's right as rain, Monty.
That's right as rain, mother.
Selectively aggressive.
Wow. ChatGPT celebrating Monty Pride Month. Okay.
Ass.
You turned your AI into Johnny Sins.
Bro.
Whatever. All right. Should we switch gears and talk about Provo Dave running for president?
Well, Provo Dave is not alive anymore. So, you know.
That's right. He bailed on the Mormons because they're not Christian. God, I hate pizza Hegseth. Should Dave Portnoy run for president or just be Mom Donnie?
I've always thought I would never get involved in politics. I think you can do more in the private sector. This and what is going on has actually made me pause that thought. I was saying to you, that old Plato quote, if you don't do your public service and run for office, you're doomed to be run by basically dummies. Right. And right now, I feel like that's what's happening. Now, not everyone's getting out to vote. I think what the Democrats have done is they've let the fox into the henhouse. Right. And now he's just running rampant and kicking them all out. Right. So it's a scary time. We need leaders to step up. Depending on what day you catch on me in Nantucket, when I roll out of bed, I have a nice ocean view, and it's like, why do I want to ruin my life and get involved in this mess? Because I know what comes with it. But sometimes I do feel like it's my duty. I can't turn away. I feel like I could make a change. Maybe I do run in politics. So I don't know. It depends on the day you catch me. But let me say this. I spend a lot of my day losing my mind on what's happening right now, especially in New York. Yeah. I mean,
No. No, Dave. You stay your ass in Nantucket. Is there any circumstance under which you would vote for Dave Portnoy?
No, absolutely not. And I think that I despise guys who go on TV, go on their show, and just say stuff because they know that it will get reaction. Like, you're not having a legitimate conversation. You're not having an educated conversation. What did Dave do there? All Dave did was play on the political stereotypes that we all see in the day-to-day already. He's done nothing there to show he's educated. He's done nothing there to show that he actually cares about anyone. You're just sitting there positioning yourself as some hero because the system is flawed. Where have I heard that playbook for the last 100 years? Like, this is nothing new. Yeah. He's not special. And frankly, the day I never hear from him again can't come soon enough. And
wow.
Well, it just goes to a different level, dude. You want to talk about sports? All right, cool. You can say dumbass things about sports all day. That's fine. Nobody cares. But you want to start getting into taxes? You want to start getting into my money and politics and things like that? Now it's personal. And I just think that Dave Portnoy needs to know his limitations. And I think it's a complete
Dave
joke.
Portnoy needs to know his limitations.
Yeah, I think it's a complete joke. I think it's embarrassing. I think that it speaks to the state of our system. And I think that guys like Dave Portnoy have no business being in politics.
Yeah, I think we need real leadership. We need experienced people. And this real world experience nonsense doesn't count. Show me you've run a business that hasn't filed bankruptcy 100 times. Like we need leaders in this country that will do for all, not just for their friends. We need leaders in this country that have displayed a moral compass. We need leaders in this country that are not going to walk us into these situations where we have no, as citizens, we have no way out. We're in an economic cycle that just didn't have to happen. And guys like Dave Portnoy, you can't tell me that somebody who is constantly accused of being a misogynist, saying terrible, awful things, doing terrible, awful things, that guy should be the mayor of a city or the president of a country. I just don't buy that. And I think we do this sports washing thing where we think Herschel Walker is a qualified candidate because he was great at running a football. Or we think that Tommy Tuberville should somehow be a leader because he was a football coach. And it just continues to degrade our ability as Americans to come together and thrive. And I don't know how you fix it. I have no idea how you fix it. Because we love sports figures to be elected into office. We love it. And I'll never understand it. And your generation doesn't vote. Millennials are historically low level of voter. Like, I just don't know what you do because again, I think we're so disconnected. This is the Stephen A. Smith argument, isn't it?
Basically, yeah. But notice you're not hearing him talk about it all the time. And that's the part that I guess it just bothers me that we're in this place, dude. I'm not even having the conversation from a political standpoint, meaning like, I don't care that he's a Republican or somebody else is a Democrat. That's not really my foundation. My issue is that I just feel like we just get Joe Schmo off the street thinking they can step into the White House and, do an Iran deal, or like, you can solve all the economic problems that plague us. Like, I just think that again, and this is not the first time people in our country's history have said this, but I'm tired of, hey, here's the promise, and we don't get anything. We don't.
Yes.
Like, the idea that the president went from touting the greatest housing bill ever being made to now saying that it's unimportant. That took you less than 3 weeks to make that 180 flip, just like everything else. So I just, I agree that millennials need to get out and vote more. I've voted in every election since I've been legally allowed to, but it's also a bigger issue than just one generation. You've got half the country not voting. So, I think that it's a disenfranchisement of many Americans at this point.
Yep. Please hit the like button. We've had 1,200 views today and we have 16 likes. Please hit the like button right here on the Monty Show. If you're watching on Twitter or TikTok or Instagram or wherever you catch the show, come on over to YouTube and give us a subscribe. Hit the bell, please, and give us a thumbs up. What do you make of Dave Portnoy? I just think Dave Portnoy is a wildly successful media executive that's a scumbag. That's my opinion. Is all of the accusations against him in his personal life and the things he said and the things he's done, I just don't think you can overlook that.
Yeah, but that's what we do in politics, right? I mean, we're more than happy to have criminals in the White House. We're more than happy to have corrupt politicians. We're more than happy to do backdoor deals to get paid. Like that's the culture we have in politics right now. And that's where I continue to say that there's going to be a reckoning of sorts that happens when people realize, hey, like, bro can't just be president the rest of our lives. And we're actually going to have to like get back to normalcy and like having a logical conversation. And it's just a matter of how crappy it's going to get before, logic from the
Yeah.
wall. And I think that stuff like Dave Portnoy, Stephen A. Smith, anybody who's not a career politician that hasn't run for the Senate, run for the House, been a mayor, been a governor, like if you haven't had the opportunity to practice politics and work through political operations and procedures at a lower level, I don't want you to be the president, dude. Like I don't like any of the best presidents we've ever seen really have either been senators or a House rep and have had time to negotiate, and they understand the process of getting bills turned into actual law. And they only know that because they were in the Senate or the House for a long time. So I just look at it and I say, just because you have a media company, that doesn't make you a politician, man. Like that doesn't mean you're like that would be me saying I know how to go out and build a house as someone who doesn't know tools and doesn't know how to build a house. I'm lying to you. Like there's no point. So
yeah,
that's what frustrates me when I hear that. And I will also say, and I said this about the Paul brothers, I've said this about other people, the clickbaiting material and activities just drives me nuts.
Makes me crazy.
Like I'm just sick and tired of it. And it's really at a point where we have so much of that crap going on that when shows like ours are trying to have legitimate conversations, it makes it difficult to get any attention because we're not out here saying that, Utah is packing their stuff and going to the Big Ten tomorrow. Or we're not out here peddling those kind of narratives. And that's what's frustrating.
Yeah, it makes me not want to do this show when you see stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like but it is what it is. Well, yeah. People don't really know how to vote. They just let family, friends, pure emotions tell them who to vote for. Exactly right. And the thing that I struggle with is we're so in the hole now. Like, I mean, if you think about where we are, yeah, I don't know how you ever get out of it. Even if we elected a solid leader as our next president, which I don't have high hopes for. Do you know how big the shovel's going to be to have to dig out of this hole that we're in? I mean, I don't know what you say to anybody that wants to buy a house or a car right now. I have no idea. I was talking to a mortgage guy yesterday, and he said that his business is so bad. The only reason he's in business is because so many of his competitors are out of business in the mortgage industry. Because it's that bad.
Yeah.
Nobody is buying houses.
Yeah. I mean, again, I saw it the other day that it's now cheaper to get a new build home from a new build company than it is to buy an existing home.
100%.
And that's just, we're just not in a good place. I mean, I hate to say that. And I again, I didn't really mean for this conversation to be doom and gloom, but it's kind of the state of things right now. I mean, I disagree that, I think it's much harder to buy a home right now than it would be to buy a car. Like if you have good credit, and you know what you're looking for, you can find opportunities in the used car market. There's no question about that. But at the same time, the problem is that most Americans are not are like the majority of Americans are not those with 700 plus and in a good spot. Like most people are have high credit card debt. Most people have, these different things that are weighing them down, student loans, credit card debt, all the usual suspects. And I follow multiple accounts. It's all over TikTok, of these guys who run private dealerships that try to help people and try to get them good deals, but they're calling him saying things like, yeah, I've got an auto loan for a $80,000 truck with a $1,400 a month car payment on 12% interest. Like who told you that was a good deal to do?
Yeah.
Like who thought that was a good idea? And listen, I'm all for if you want to spend more money on things that you enjoy, I'm good with that. But there's a difference between spending money on things you enjoy and just outright doing awful deals, whether that's an auto loan, a mortgage, I mean, whatever it is. And so I just think, yeah, obviously the lack of education piece is a problem, but I can't help someone who thinks that it's a smart financial decision to spend $1,400 a month on a car unless you're making 30, 40 grand a month, you should not have that kind of payment. That's not, in my opinion, smart.
Yeah, I don't know. Scott says went to Costco Kroger yesterday, spent $600 on groceries.
Yeah.
That's the truth. We got lucky with the market here in Colorado. Indeed. America needs to stop supporting the indefensible just because it's on your team, especially when it actually goes against your own interest, because you're too blind and I think the hard part is we need our young people. We as parents have to get our young people engaged, because now how old are millennials? Like 30s to 40s now.
Yeah, the oldest millennials, I believe, are like 43, 44. That's like
middle 40.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you look at Gen Z. I mean, you're in your 20s. You're 20 years old now. I mean, if you're not engaged in politics now, when will you be? What is it going to take to move you off the couch? What is it? What is it that fires you up? I don't know. I have no idea. But if you look at Gen Z and you think about the age demographics of Gen Z, when was a Gen Zer born? Probably late 90s?
2000, I believe.
Right?
Yeah, GPT. Yeah.
I could do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say that you're 1995-ish.
No, I think that's the end of millennials. I think Gen Z is like 97.
What year were Gen Zers born?
Generally, Gen Z is considered to include those born from the late 1990s to around the early 2010s.
Yeah, so like
There's
97.
no exact universal cutoff, but roughly think mid to late 90s through about 2012-ish.
Yeah.
So you're in a position now where, what is you? If that makes you 30 years old, 28, 29 years old to what is that? You're probably, if you were born in 2012, you're 16 years old, 16 to 30 years old. Those are the people that we need voting.
Mm-hmm.
We need them to get engaged in the process, and we need to be moving them along.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what'll change it. Because guys like Dave Portnoy can't be president.
No. Nope.
Cannot happen.
It's not. It's just not healthy. It's not. I don't know how anybody views him as a good candidate.
Gen Alpha starts voting in 2030.
Yeah.
Where's our life going? Yep. It's not much, but hopefully it will be enough for him.
Don't know what that's a reference to.
I don't know what that's a reference to. I like the Constitution. If you're a U.S. citizen of legal age and do not have a felony in some states, you should be able to vote, even if you are stupid. Well,
and I agree with that. I'm not speaking on the sentiment of the voters' education. I mean that's a plague in just the system known as democracy, right? The education of the voter is precisely why we have the president we have. And I think that the things that, I just don't think it's rocket science, the things that get people moving as they age. But I think what happens is people don't understand how impactful voting at 24 will be for a 30-year-old you. Like, I didn't understand that. That's not something that ever really crossed my thought. Like, hey, whoever I'm voting for when I'm 20 or 24, what does that look like? How does that impact me in 7 to 10 years? Because that's the thing that I think people don't realize until they're in their 30s, is that the president isn't just a 4-year opportunity, specifically when it's a first-term president. It's really an 8 to 10-year conversation that will really hurt you or really help you, depending on what you're looking for and what you're trying to do. So for millennials who didn't vote, to your point, the housing market and where the economy's gone we're taking a beating over that because we didn't understand what the ramifications of post-Obama looked like. And that's the issue, is that's my concern for Gen Z and further down the line Gen Alpha, is that they're not again, I don't have kids, but I don't hear a lot of parents talking about like, hey bro, like you're 16 years old, you're going to be able to vote in 2030 and here's why it matters, and these are the things that you need to educate yourself on. I would never tell my kid how to vote. I would tell them, hey, you need to go out and understand, Roe v. Wade or core topics that, will influence your opinions based on what you think and how you digest them. But we're not doing that enough. And that's why we're in the position we're in my opinion.
Yeah. And I also think if any of this, what is it called? The Save America Act, where your name on your ID has to be the same as on your birth certificate. Good luck if you're a married woman.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We're just, yeah. It's way more than an 8 to 10 year conversation. The Supreme Court, we are stuck with, like you, whether you like it or not. Yeah. There's a lot there.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Jake is right. But never said anybody. It is hard for young people to think long term. I would agree. It's hard for young people to look down the road and how it's going to. Yeah, I agree with that. Cryptic says that was in reference to a comment I made about putting stocks away for my baby brother so that he has an opportunity later. Yeah, you better. Right? Chewy, you want millennials and Gen Z to vote, but you have to understand that the vast majority of them are more radicalized and lean more in socialist than what the current political climate is. Great. Go vote.
Yeah, and I think Mamdani is a prime example of that. I think that his ability to get to younger voters is why he is in the position that he's in. And I don't necessarily have a problem with the premise of him being in office. I think that's what makes our country great, right? I mean, that's the whole point of the system, is that anybody can go out and run. But I think that it's a side effect of that we're dealing with right now. Again, our current president, Dave Portnoy, Stephen A. Smith, like all these TV stars, I don't believe are trying to run for president because they want to be president. I think that they see the money being made by the White House for their own personal gain, and that's why they're trying to get into it. And again, I don't know these individuals personally, but I didn't hear Stephen A. Smith talking about politics when he was 30. I didn't hear him talking about running for president as he says, an affluent black man. I didn't hear him saying that when he was 30. And I've been following him for a long time because he's had such a great career.
Yeah,
So
I don't buy any of it. We need people who understand business, and it's fine. The problem is that kids, I'm old, get their news or opinion pieces from YouTube or TikTok. We've talked about this as well. Or are so delusional with the future, they just don't see the point. It's really difficult now with the pervasive nature of social media with young people, and the inaccuracy and the low level of trust that this current administration has sown in the media, where telling the truth is now very dangerous, that you're just not going to get the truth. And if you do, you don't know that you're getting the truth. And when you go search for it, the people that you believe are not telling you the truth. That's the hard part. Right? I mean, you have, whether it's this American Picnic or whatever, with town, whatever it was, town, the
fair.
It was empty. Nobody went. And yet we're talking about record, like, when you have Donnie saying that the American Fair or whatever it was called had more people than Obama's inauguration, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? I have no idea what we're doing. And so a guy like Dave Portnoy running for president, who would really be surprised by that?
Yeah, I wouldn't be
really be
surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I also think that Dave's past will prevent him from ever getting there. I would be shocked. I mean, you've done some really heinous things and had some pretty big failures. And I don't think Dave Portnoy emotionally would be able to handle it. I don't think that he would be. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think there's a difference when you're debating sports and having opinions around Michigan football versus healthcare or like immigration or whatever, whatever core debate topic that we inevitably talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. It's brutal. All right. Let's move on to something far more interesting. This Malik Beasley story is crazy. Did you guys hear about this? Because I feel like it's largely flying under the radar. Malik Beasley, who made, I think, $72 million in his career, broke. And now claims are that Malik Beasley, who, without question, if you go watch the tape, I have no doubt was performing based on prop bets and his props. And he is accused by the feds of working with Ed Davis, the former NBA player. And it goes that Malik Beasley, who we've all known is in money trouble. He got evicted from his apartment in Detroit, owes $1 million to his former agent, I think. The guy's in money trouble. And now it looks like he got in deep with the Sharks and couldn't pay. And so he started getting, leaned on by Ed Davis, the former NBA player, to manipulate his props. And when you look at this is a game that he's accused of. His rebound number was 3.5. And if you look at this at the end of this video, he's going to get rebounds, but Malik Beasley's number 5. Just look at number 5 in this video and look how hard he's trying to get these rebounds. And he's allegedly doing this because he has to get 4 rebounds. Not playing any defense at all here. And then you look at some of these rebounds he doesn't get, and look how frustrated he is that he's not getting the rebounds. I mean, it's crazy to me. It is absolutely crazy to me that he's just straight running into James Harden right there trying to get a rebound. Right? And watch this. Watch what he does here.
Nowhere near the paint.
Look at him trying to go get this rebound. And he just can't get it. And look at the effort he makes to try and get this rebound. Look at this. Look at Buddy running for his life to get this rebound. And then look how disappointed he is. And look at
Dave is like, bro, the game is still going. Come on.
Get the ball in. Right? And then if you look at this rebound right here. He's sitting on 3. He needs 4. Look at this rebound. He gets his 4th rebound with 1 second to go in the game.
Dude.
0.3 of a second he pulls in that last rebound. And now he is indicted on federal charges of essentially fixing prop bets. And I think it's happening all the time. I think it is happening all the time in sports, and we don't even know about it.
Yeah, it flies under the radar, and that's. I think. Look, I think that what happens is guys have friends, athletes have friends. Those friends place bets. Those friends get in trouble.
Yep.
Said NBA player tries to help them, gets in debt. Said NBA player has one bad season, or maybe gets injured, or whatever happens, and they're no longer making the money they were making, so they no longer can help said friends get out of situation. And so Malik is in this spot where he's chasing money to the point where now he's leveraged, he's compromised. And that's that's the crazy part, is that when you look at the NBA, how many stories deep are we here? Right? Like it was crazy when it was Porter's brother, right? Who got in trouble, and everyone's like, oh, like Jonte Porter, this is a rare thing. But now it's like, hey, dude, like you've got the Chauncey Billups thing in Portland at one point. There's smoke around Jimmy Butler right now and some of his associates who got in trouble. No proof that Jimmy's involved, but there was some tweets that he put out that people are speculating about. Like there's smoke around a lot of guys. And again, this is one of those topics where it's very black and white. There can be smoke and you still be innocent until that hard evidence comes out that says, hey, we've linked you to this behavior through text and through other communications and everything that shows this. And one of the things that really bothers me about society right now is we're seeing gambling just infest everything. So
everything.
60 Minutes did a piece, I believe this week, or it might have been last week, about Polymarket and how there's a company out there, and forgive me, I don't remember the name of the company, but there's a company out there that has technology that they refer to, that they monitor betting activity, and they can track pods of accounts that are all pushing numbers a certain direction.
Yep.
And so whether it's the Feds tracking activity at that level, tracking NBA activity, tracking, people who are doing offshore booking on random tiny ass college basketball game. This is everywhere, man.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
Crazy. And I don't know how you fix it. But I just thought it was interesting that he got into that issue. And this story is coming on the same day now that NBA free agency opens up tonight at 6 Eastern. And the Jazz are absolutely repeating history with Gordon Hayward and Walker Kessler.
Yep.
Because Walker Kessler is a restricted free agent, and he is going to end up signing a massive sheet with the Lakers, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is going to be a huge mistake if the Utah Jazz let Walker Kessler walk away. And there's just no reason to be doing this. There's no reason to be doing this. And because I'm again going to say, I don't think Jaren Jackson's the guy that puts you over the top. Walker Kessler is the guy that puts you over the top. He is inarguably one of the best defensive big men in the NBA. He's one of the best offensive rebounding big men in the NBA. He's a shot blocker, and you're just going to let him walk to the Lakers. If it's Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic, and Walker Kessler, they're winning the Western Conference. Because Oklahoma State's not in a financial position to do that. And I still maintain, even with Dre opting out in Golden State, if it's LeBron and Steph and Jimmy Butler, I'm not that scared of that. Because LeBron is a guy that you can defend now, and Jimmy Butler is, who knows what he's going to be. I don't know what he's going to be. And if Walker Kessler is the third wheel and the conduit for Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, the Lakers are going to be really, I think, a huge problem in the West. And I think it's a huge mistake for the Jazz to allow Walker Kessler to walk away like this.
Yeah, and I would say the only difference between Walker Kessler and Gordon Hayward is Gordon Hayward was the face of your franchise at that point, and Walker Kessler is a secondary player, but a impactful secondary player. And I think that, look, you're not on the fence about the Jazz. You're on one side or the other. There is no such thing as being on the fence with what the Jazz are doing. I agree completely that you have a nice nucleus of talent now. You've got a pool of guys that you can develop and go out and make a contender. I don't disagree with that sentiment. But as usual, with any good team, it's not just the best players on your team that matter, right? It's the surrounding talent that you pair with them to come off the bench to give you meaningful minutes when you need them most. And I think Walker Kessler is a guy that is really valuable. Rim runner, good teammate, never really a problem. You don't really see him shooting it a whole lot, but that he hasn't been asked to do that. That's not really been, he's not had the opportunity to have that role.
Rebounder of your missed 3-point shots.
Yeah.
which in this league has real value. And the Jazz need that. And everybody's in on Jaren Jackson Jr. and what an incredible deal. I agree, incredible deal. The nucleus of the Jazz looks really solid. You don't have a guy who can do what Walker Kessler does for your roster. You just don't. And I am convinced, and I could be wrong, I am convinced that this will be just another mediocre period in Jazz history. If they let him go, the way that they've handled talent, whether it's Dante Exum or Devin Booker or Gordon Hayward and now Walker Kessler, it's bad for the Utah Jazz. It's a new owner with a new front office making the same mistakes. You just continue to perpetuate the same mistakes. And I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. I want to understand it. I will never understand it.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more.
And now you're looking at a Western Conference where Oklahoma City is making major moves to reinvigorate their roster. You're looking at like this Ja Morant trade. Let's be very clear on this. Ja Morant is going to the worst organization currently operating in the NBA. The Portland Trailblazers are leaving Portland. They're owned by a guy who doesn't want to pay anybody, so he literally has gutted their staff outside of basketball and lowballed an inexperienced GM to take his job. This is a terrible organization. Nobody wants to play for this guy. Yeah, let's go trade for Ja Morant. That seems like a good idea. Ja Morant. I mean, what are we doing? And their dream pairing is Ja Morant and Damian Lillard. And that's supposed to be better than what you currently have, which I completely disagree with.
Yeah, I think that it's not surprising that an NBA owner who's cheap as hell like that guy is making a dumbass trade to go and get Ja Morant. And basketball player Ja Morant, like your game. I think you're a really talented guy, but you don't know how to win NBA championships. You've never played meaningful basketball. This is what I said about LaMelo, right? At least Ja has seen some playoff action, but other than that, you've never really been in a position where you got to play organized, meaningful, set piece basketball to go out and try to win a ball game. You have been high flying, dunk on Wemby, make a bunch of gun gestures and hand grenade gestures and rocket launcher gestures after you make a three. And that's pretty much it. And so again, I'm still going to maintain that you are now going to burn years of your career on the Alcatraz Island known as the Portland Trailblazers. And if you handle that correctly, then maybe you'll be signed as a free agent when you inevitably get let go by that organization who's moving and cheap as hell. And then maybe you can get into a better spot. But I think Ja Morant has earned everything that he's getting on social media right now. I think Ja Morant has proving to do. I think Ja Morant is a guy that is more trouble than he's worth currently. And that to me is the measuring stick in the NBA. Say a name. Are they more trouble than they worth? Are they more trouble? Do they cause more trouble than you're paying them? Because if they do, they're not worth your time. Oh, but they're not, and you're paying them and they contribute and they're here and they're in the weight room right now and they're in the gym all summer, then he's worth it. And that's the key difference to me when you look at Ja Morant, Walker Kessler, when you look at even Jaylen Brown. I mean, look at Jaylen Brown, dude. People are saying that Jaylen Brown is trying to go to the Nuggets, so the Nuggets are interested in Jaylen Brown, and people really are questioning whether Jaylen Brown is worth it or not. Why? Because Jaylen Brown thinks it's a good idea to hop on streams after a game and talk about the game. And I'm telling you, that's not a good look for somebody who's supposed to be the face of the franchise. That's just not how you should be doing business. So I think the NBA is riddled with these guys. And whether it's Malik Beasley related issues, Ja Morant off the court issues, or otherwise, I mean, it's no surprise that the Blazers went after Ja Morant, in my opinion.
No, but it probably should be. Wouldn't you expect somebody like Ja Morant to be off limits? I mean, it's an incredible trade. It's an incredible trade. So I mean, if he ever returns to 3/4 of his form, he's still a fantastic player.
Yes.
That's the problem with Kessler for the Jazz. If they pay him what he thinks he's worth, you're going into second apron, which Ryan Smith will never do. And you haven't played a playoff game with this roster yet. Yeah. But how do you let him walk away? How do you let him walk away?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, Brandon, I don't necessarily disagree with the sentiment. Hey, you're going into the second apron and you haven't played a playoff game yet. I agree that that's a responsible way of thinking about it. But at some point, you got to understand that you're going to have to make investments that you don't know how they're going to pay off yet. Like, that's the truth of it as an NBA owner. You're either willing to go out there and invest at a really high level and again, rely on your coach to make it happen, your coaching staff, or you're not. So the real indictment in this comment is not Ryan Smith. The real indictment is the coaching staff. Because if you believed in what you had, if you believed that you had, like, if you had, I mean, if you had Steve Kerr coaching this team, you'd probably be spending out of your asshole, dude. You'd probably be spending your entire life savings on this roster. But you don't have that. And we can sit here and we can say, oh, well, man, great young coach. And I've heard everybody run the same thing out. Oh, well, this guy hasn't been asked to win yet. How can we judge him for not winning when he hasn't been asked to win? Okay, fair point. But at that same time, if you're going to take that tack, you cannot factually say that this guy's a proven winner, because he's not, because he hasn't been in an organization as a head coach where he's had to win. So I agree. How are you going to invest in the roster when you don't know what this team's going to do? So stop telling me this team's going to win championships, because you don't know that to be true. And that's
I'm happy to be a man on an island. I love Will Hardy, and I think he's the exact right guy for this team. I think this team likes Will Hardy. I think this team doesn't have the pieces it needs to succeed yet. And Darren Peterson better hit. He had better hit. Like 20 memberships hit from Calford. Hey, do your job, Jake. Calford, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much. You guys, if you don't have a membership yet, I'm not really sure what you're waiting for. I see everybody picking them up. Good on you. Go get your memberships. That helps the channel grow a lot. Someone is going to have to make a huge overpay to scare the Jazz off from matching. Are you willing, as the Lakers, to pay Kessler for it? No, but I think they'll pay him 30 and the Jazz will not match 30. I don't think so. What number will the Jazz match?
You offered him 28. So I think that 30 is the line for sure. If someone comes in at 35, 30, 35, I don't think the Jazz are matching that. I don't. I would be surprised.
I wonder what the Lakers would offer. I mean, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. Are the Warriors going to sign LeBron today? Windhorst believes they will.
I don't think it'll be today. Do you think it'll be today?
Windhorst apparently is reporting that he thinks that it could be today that they sign LeBron, allegedly. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's. I think the Lakers are hoping Golden State does that. I think they are hoping that they do that. I think if you're the Lakers and LeBron wants to go to Golden State, hey, you've been such a big part of our franchise. Thanks so much for everything. And you move on. That's as simple as I can put it. And the Lakers, it'll be interesting to see, because allegedly, the Lakers have plans. I mean, Duren versus Kessler is very interesting. And I think I would probably lean to Kessler, because I think you can start him every single night. And the Lakers' biggest need right now is a starting center. Because DeAndre Ayton ain't it.
Yeah.
And if the Jazz offered, and I think that everybody is saying $28 million, what number will they not match? Because I don't think at this point in free agency, the Lakers are in a place where you're not going to offer him $40 million. Right? I mean, is he a $200 million player? He's not. He's not a $200 million player. But if you're willing to offer him 35, I think he's probably gone at that point.
Yeah.
I would think.
I mean, how do you not take that if you can go play for the Lakers for that number? Why would you not?
Why would you? That's exactly right. Why would you not? But I think if it's you lowballed him. That's what I feel like. Right.
Which I don't think helps your relationship with him. He knows that. You think his agent isn't telling him, hey, like, this is your market value. This is what you should be able to go and get on the open market. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I am not convinced. And again, this is just my opinion. I am not convinced that offering him $28 million a year was the wisest thing. I mean, why would you not? He's not a $200 million player, but if you paid him $175, you offered him $35 million a year for 5 years, he's probably on the Jazz right now.
I think the other problem for Walker Kessler, though, is how many more contracts he wants to get in his career. I think that guys now look down the line and they're like, all right, hey, I'm 28 years old or whatever their age is. And they're like, hey, I can, if I do this right on this contract, like, let's say I can negotiate a 4-year deal for 31 mil instead of a 6-year deal for 37 mil or whatever. Like, you can play that game of like cost per year versus how many years and say, okay, well, hey, if I do a 4-year deal now, I can get another contract at 32 and then I can get another contract at 37 and then I'll retire. So yeah. I think if you're Kessler, you're also considering that you don't want to do a 5-year deal right now. You want to do a 3 or 4-year deal because you know that you want to get another contract. You want to continue to boost your value. And again, I think if you're Kessler, there's massive value in going to the Lakers or going to a major market team to boost your value for the next deal, because that's the truth of it. This guy needs playoff minutes. This guy needs to start actually playing in big games instead of just being like a rotational, nobody cares about you player for the Jazz. Because that's the truth, is that he's a really good player, but he doesn't get the run he should get because it's the Jazz. That's the problem.
Yeah, and I think when you look at the Lakers situation, I think the complicated part is LeBron. You would love Golden State to offer LeBron a deal right now, because then you can just renounce him and you don't have to worry about that. And then it's just Rui, right? But the problem is, what is the date? You can't sign an offer sheet until July 6th. So that's a week from now, which means you're just going to be sitting here for a week, not able to go out and offer other players. And that would mean LeBron's gone and Rui's gone. So are you just going to sit here and handcuff yourself? That's why I'm saying, like, I don't expect the Lakers to like drop some offer sheet on Walker Kessler today.
Right.
But I could certainly see a handshake deal that puts them in position to do that. I mean, I think the hardest part is that you can't, if you're the Lakers and the Jazz are in interesting positions. I think the Jazz have to figure out who their best young players are. But if you do that and you don't match, let's say you don't match $35 million a year on Walker Kessler, you're not as good defensively as you should be. And I'm just curious, what toll does that take? Like, can Jaren Jackson stay healthy? Can you expect, like, I just think there's so much unknown. What is Darren Peterson as a guy? You know, like, who's, like, you just have a lot of unknowns. And I think their reluctance to pay the tax is probably justified. As much as I think Ryan Smith is a cheap SOB, I think it's probably justified because I don't think you have a real good grip on how this roster is going to come together.
Absolutely.
And then the Lakers are in a position where you're going through a major dynamic, and you've got to hope that LeBron signs with Golden State, because I think you want, and if it were me, I think you want to start building around Austin Reeves, who just signed to a huge deal, 185 or something. I think you want Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic to carry this franchise into whatever it's going to be. And you would love Walker Kessler to be the third dynamic there. He makes you exponentially better defensively right now.
Yes.
Right now. That's the thing that stands out. The mayor of Monty Town. Good to see you, Mr. Bolton. Kessler isn't a must-have. He is a would need or would be nice to have. But he's not a must-have.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone's saying he's a must-have, but I think everyone is definitely saying that if the Lakers picked him up, they'd be a lot better.
But what is he to the Jazz? That's the question.
He's not a priority, is what he is.
I think that's the question. Lakers have better odds of making a championship than the Jazz. Well, because I think they have a better situation right now. And you have more money and ownership.
And Malik Beasley's not on the roster anymore.
How on earth did that happen? My God. I think for Kessler, it's the years. He wants to hit free agency in 4 years rather than 6. He wants to be able to get a bag 3 more times rather than 2. Totally get it. If Ladad goes upstate, then that frees up cash for Kessler. It was so gratifying yesterday to be listening to Sirius NBA radio and to finally hear the conversation around the Lakers talking about Bronny James being a solid rotational player, being 7, 8, 9 off your bench because he's really good defensively and he can actually now shoot a 3. I think that's the biggest flex in LeBron's career, is that his kid actually doesn't suck.
And his contract is now fully guaranteed as of yesterday.
So,
just saying.
Rock and Rant, unrelated, but did you see that Nick Saban wrote a character letter for Terry and Arnold, who got bail and then immediately got cut? Which, bro, how many flameouts have been this bad over something so nuancically stupid? It's incredible how stupid this was. Shrooms have been proven in macro doses to see God and its angels. Okay.
Get a life,
man. What are we doing,
Come on,
bro?
man.
What are we doing in the comments section?
I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. Lakers ain't creating a dynasty. Luka and Reeves ain't winning championships. I totally disagree. Lakers ain't a destination anymore when factoring taxes. I totally disagree. I completely and totally disagree.
Yeah.
The tax structure in this country is so jacked up. Like, I live in an income tax state where we don't, or a state where we don't have income tax. It's $2,000 to register my car. Right? Like, they get you other ways.
One way or another.
Yeah. Yes. Brandon Butler. I think you can make a run at Mitch, Rob, if Kessler, Duran, and pay half. Not a great look, but you could do it. You could do it. You could absolutely do it. Does anybody even want LeSwing anymore? Dude demands way too much money.
LeSwing.
I'm warning you guys. You get into golf and all of a sudden you're finding a deal for 5 boxes of TPX. Like, I legit got 5 boxes of picks on Amazon Prime for $8. I need another box of golf. Dude, they have the yellow golf balls at Costco again.
Hey, nice.
Got 2 boxes. I need more golf balls like a hole in the head. I bet you I have 20 boxes of golf balls just sitting around my condo. And I don't play golf. So I'm so bitter about it right now. So bitter. LOL, Terry and Arnold, biggest idiot. Dude has no clue. Like, you just gave your life away.
Yeah, you're an idiot, dude.
And it's starting to look like you did it because you were embarrassed and you wanted to save face. What are you doing? What are you doing? Your brand deals are bigger in LA too. So that state tax issue is sort of irrelevant when you're at the level bigger market, big sponsorships. Yeah. And trust me, they have ways around it. The problem is LeSwing is still a top 10 player in the league. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Swing. I just can't.
Doesn't matter the state and the taxes. The government is always going to get their beak wet somehow, dude.
Facts.
Tell me about it.
Facts.
Tell me about it. It's so frustrating to me. It is so frustrating to me.
Yeah.
All right, let's end the show with Big Nose Kate. This story just won't die. Well, you keep talking about it, Monty. Well, she's got cans. What do you want me to do? So you heard the story that Big Nose Kate called a NFL head coach to try and get her out of a ticket.
Allegedly.
Well, it turns out that didn't happen. But the Minnesota Vikings are involved.
Officer Bernard, would you please be recording my body camera? Can I just get your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance, please?
So I'm going to put phone.
Yeah.
So you're not going to care. I'm an NFL reporter, and I just broke that Sean McDermott got fired from the Bills, and that is what I was just sending a tweet. I was going to pull over because I have to make calls.
Okay.
I know you don't care, but I'm just letting you know my reason why.
Okay.
It was a work thing, and it was an emergency for what I did. I have a more updated license, but just take that so you know I'm not like some crazy person, but you know. I'm here now.
Thank you.
And I've never gotten to.
Okay. So, obviously you were on your phone for a while, right? I was on, when you went under the underpass, right? On Garber Square, I was by Library Place. So you're on your phone there. I got behind you, right, by Whole Foods. You continue to be on your phone, right? I understand you have a job.
Of all times. It's like, no one expects you, Footballhead.
Yeah.
Like, I'm shocked that they fired me. I cannot believe it. You know who was on the phone with?
Who?
Brian Gable. Because he lost the job.
Oh, okay.
What are you fan of, Giants or Jets?
I'm not a fan of either. So.
What is your team?
I'm a Vikings fan, unfortunately. Let's see it.
Can you see the name?
Oh my God. KOC?
See what I said? Look what I said to him though just now. Go to the bottom.
Oh my God. Wow.
And he did not write her a ticket. And the police department says he used his discretion in letting Big Nose Kate get away with it. Jake, your thoughts?
Well, where's Mike Vrabel? How come he's not getting tickets, Monty? Mike Vrabel, what a scumbag.
You are not the guy.
My thoughts are that this happens more than anyone wants to admit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an NFL reporter.
Yeah, I mean, it happens more than anyone wants to admit. And I think that she's not a bad person, but she is certainly a front runner and will certainly tell you she's an NFL reporter and will tell you, hey, I was speeding. I put other people in danger. I got caught doing that.
She's an NFL reporter.
In my Jeep Grand Cherokee L, that's massive and way oversized. I was just on my phone. So, I quote, I know you don't care about that, but let me tell you why you care about that. Here's me texting KOC. Like it's again, she's not the first and won't be the last, right? But when we start to talk about someone's character and who she is and how influential she is. I don't feel sorry for her, dude.
No.
I don't feel sorry for you. If you're smart enough to do this, you're smart enough not to cheat on your husband. So sorry, don't feel sorry for you.
Well, I don't know. The cheating on the husband thing, if they truly had an open relationship, more power to them. I'm an NFL reporter. That's so disgusting to me. It's just, come on. You drop Brian Dayball's name because you thought the guy'd be a Giant fan. Like, come on, man. Meanwhile, cops give homeless people tickets even when they know they can't pay it. Yeah. So cringe.
Her, not homeless people.
So cringe. Take the ticket and move on. Pull over and do your job. Yeah, give her a ticket. Why you didn't give her a ticket, I'll never understand it. I don't get it. Same as my daughter crying to the cop to get out of a ticket. Bat your lashes, ladies. Yeah,
I know. Hey, Diana, I know. Maybe don't be on your phone while you're driving and this wouldn't happen. I know. That's rocket science. I know, guys. Sorry.
Don't you know who I am?
Right? Like, yeah, dude. Unfortunately, everybody knows who you are now, bro. Like, everybody knows who you are. And not for the right reasons.
It's wild to me. Geez, I hate people who drop title to look way important. Yeah.
It's Tiger calling the president when he rolled his car. Like, it's the same thing, dude.
That's crazy.
Like, you guys are all just out here using your status to try to get out of stuff. And if your status doesn't work, then your money's going to have to come in clutch for you once again. Only this time, your money can't save you from your debauchery in this case. So that's the problem.
Yeah, totally agree. This is so bad for her. I think it's such a bad look. So bad. The natural, you have enough money, get a self-driving car. I guess.
More.
I guess. Jay Beers, maybe we can set up a Terry and Arnold and Big Nose Cape power couple. This is so stupid he did this.
Keep it real.
Like, it's just so stupid. I'm an NFL reporter and a power player at the Saboner Spa. Oh, how much more videos out there?
More.
Has to be. Oh, look at that. Oak State James is here.
Oh, you have time to grace us with your presence, dude? I mean, listen, dude, you actually showed up. Wow. I mean, just incredible, dude. I didn't know, like, we were thinking about shutting the show down because you don't show up anymore. So,
well, Jake, he was in his intensive.
Well,
that's every day.
Yeah, I guess that's where Big Nose Kate comes in, isn't it?
If you have any important call, put in your earbuds and keep both hands on the wheel. That's what I'm saying. Listen, officer, I design irrigation systems. Not that you care, but I'm talking with Rainbird right now. Here's my phone.
Yo, hey, Bob the officer. I was breaking the law, but I was texting Ned the homeowner over here about getting his irrigation system winterized in the middle of summer. So don't give me a ticket. I mean, it's not a big deal. What's the problem?
Yeah, they just fired their landscaper, man. They needed help.
Yeah, like, come on.
I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
It's so funny to me that she thought that this cat would let her go, and he did.
That's the problem, dude. The cop is just as wrong here.
If your job is being on the phone all the time, get hands-free option. Do Michael Holler, man. Get a driver. Lincoln Lawyer is very good. One of the best TV shows never. But it is what it is. All right, that's it. Show's over. The Monty Show is always presented by The Advocates at theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. 24/7, 365, and it won't cost you a dime. Your risk-free advice. If Big Nose Kate hits you while she's talking on her phone, that's her fault, man. The Advocates have fought the insurance industry. They've beaten the insurance industry. They can win for you. Get them right now at theadvocates.com. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.